even started with a Travel Joy or any booking platform, this is what Travel Joy is. Okay. So before we just start diving into everything, I kind of want to start at the beginning to help you understand what Travel Joy is really for. So Travel Joy is for you to create your workflow. All right. So what is your workflow? Your workflow is pretty much a step-by-step system that you're going to use to take a client from the moment that they inquire about your trip all the way through booking, payment, pre-travel, post-travel follow-up. So it's going to help you put together your whole workflow of you and your communication between you and your client. All right. The reason why this is important is because it's going to help you have structure to your business. It's going to ensure that you have a consistency that your client, all of your clients are receiving, a consistent professional experience from you, and it's going to help you save time and stay organized with everything that it allows you to do. Okay. So that's from initial inquiry, proposals, payments, trip follow-ups, opt-ins, you name it. Travel Joy can pretty much do it. So when it comes to the basics of Travel Joy, if you are just starting to put your toe in the sand with this Travel Joy, it's a few things that I want you guys to understand before you even start booking clients and doing all of that. It's really about your setup. Getting your Travel Joy setup is going to be like chef's kiss. It's going to really help you like streamline your business. So for everybody that's new to Travel Joy, if anybody has theirs open, what I would ask you to focus on first is the settings. I don't know if you guys are just getting started, the first thing that you should do is click on your settings over here and start filling out this information. So from your account information, you should have this filled out, your agency information with your business name, your phone number that should be filled out, your automation. I'm going to come back to automation. Um, but your direct payments, you should have this filled out or completed, I should say. Are you operating your business as an individual or as a company? You need to have that down pack and you need to complete these steps because this is how you're going to get your money. Okay. So make sure you go through this process. When it comes to email, there's two important things with this. So as you can see here, I have my email set up as travelers@lostwithlady.com. This means that I have a custom domain. If you don't have a custom domain, then you're going to be sending emails or any correspondence that you have coming from TravelJoy is going to be sent from a Gmail account. So let me explain really quickly why this is kind of important. When you're using any type of third party to send emails, which is really like a bulk email processor, when you sending this out to other people's Gmail, a lot of times if you don't have your own custom domain at yourbusinessname.com, then your emails are going to end up in a lot of people's spam or junk mail folder. Okay, and that's because platforms like Gmail or Hotmail, Yahoo, whatever, when they start getting emails that looks like it's bulk emails from a third party, they automatically send it to junk. So I would encourage anybody or recommend that if you're going to be doing this business, that you go ahead and invest in getting your own domain at, or www.yourbusiness.com so that you can get yourself a professional email. It also looks better with the clients when we feel like things are coming from a business and not from a Gmail. But if you don't have that right now, don't let it deter you. You got to start where you at, okay? But that's with the email. Then you want to come down here. You can go through invoice and membership. If you don't have team members, you don't really have to worry about this. But these are a few things that I would suggest that you work on first under the settings. The next thing, does anybody have any questions with that before I move on?
Will you go back one more time and say what exactly to hit under settings?
So you want to go to account, agency information or info, direct payments. You need to sign up as a individual or a sole proprietor, or I'm sorry, or a business, a company, and you need to put in um your bank information, your personal information, and Travel Joy will go through the process of verifying you. You need to click on email and either set up your correspondence with your domain email, or you need to put your Gmail account. Because anytime you send out invoices, forms, any of that information, it has to come from an email address, right? So you want to put that in there so the client knows it's coming from you. Um, this is another thing, real quick. Let me go over this. Invoice. Under invoice, this is where you're going to set up your invoice settings. So right here, you see where it says default payment methods. This is going to allow you to pick how you allow a customer to pay. You can do credit card and bank transfer and all of that if you want to, but it's best to just do credit card only. Then you have your default planning fee amount, whatever you want that to be, you can set that right there. I do have this check remind me to process suppliers invoice payments, automatically expire invoices. All of these things are checked. This is kind of like their presets. So if there's anything down here that you don't want checked, you can take that off. But this right here is the main thing. You definitely want to just put it on credit card only. And you definitely want to charge the client the default fee. You don't want to accept that fee on your own. Okay, so you could just copy these settings down or take a screenshot of it. So after you move from settings, after you get your settings set up, then you want to come to templates. So let me just go back to dashboard. You want to start with your templates. Before you start any type of communication with your clients where you're trying to send them forms or inquiries or doing anything like that, I think it's important for you to have your workflow set up. So your workflow is what's going to propel your client through their experience. That's why when they have it here, they start with confirmations, emails, forms, right? So let's talk about this real quick because I think this is very, very important when it comes to understanding Travel Joy and understanding how you should run your business. Before you can do anything, setting up things like confirmations, emails, and forms, this is where your automation comes in. So does anybody right now have templates created for confirmations, emails, or forms? Okay. So Lashana said me. Okay. Lashana, I will ask you, Janae said me. Okay. When you have these things set up, do you have this part up here set up? Marquita said, not sure, gotta check. Do you have your automation set up? Because everything that you have, your confirmation, your emails, and your forms in Travel Joy, you're actually able to link all of these things together so that if someone does one thing, something else gets triggered. For instance, if you have a form, let's say your customer inquiry form. This is the form, I'm promoting online. Someone sees me promoting and say, hey, I see you're a travel agent. I want to book a trip with you. And I'm saying, okay, go ahead and text me your full name and your email address. So when they do that, I add them as a contact. And then I tell them, I'm going to send you a form so you can fill out your traveler's details. So these is all the details that I would ask them about their trip. They're going to get this form and fill it out. But let's talk about the automation that comes with this form because I have it set it up. I have it set up to where someone receives this form. Up here, it's going to ask you select the confirmation page that your clients will see after they fill out this form. So that right there already, she says, I'm not seeing your screen. Can anybody see my screen?
Yeah, I can
I
see
see
it.
it.
Okay. I'm not sure, Yolanda. I'm not sure, but everybody can see
I
it.
just see your face.
Oh, I'm
Are,
not sure about
are
that.
you on your phone, Yolanda?
No, I'm on a laptop.
You're on your laptop? Scroll, move your arrow to the left or the right. Or if in your top right hand corner, if you have like a drop down or something that may say spotlight or gallery view, you might just be on spotlight. to where you can't see where she shares screen. It's just her face. Hopefully that'll help.
You said in the top right hand.
Yeah, so because you're on the computer, so
I got it. I got it. I
Okay.
got it. Thanks.
You're welcome, love.
Okay, so what I was saying is when you create this form and you send it out, once your client submit the form, something else has to happen. Something has to be triggered. And in this top area, this is where TravelJoy allows you to set up your automation. So it basically asks you for the form name, and then it says for your confirmation, select the confirmation page your clients will see after they fill out this form. So what that means is you need to already have a confirmation page created, a confirmation template created in order to select this page to go right here. And then you also need to have an email confirmation created because it's going to ask you select the confirmation email that your client will see after they submit this form. So that is the automation that we're talking about. So it's very important that you guys go through and start deciding what type of automation system do I need to set up for my client workflow. Not even just for your client's experience, but for your own experience, because you don't want to have to physically send these things out yourself every time somebody sends a form. You don't want to have to manually go in, send them a confirmation email and all of these things. This is what TravelJoy is excelling at. It's excelling at allowing you to create those systems so you don't have to do it manually, right? So does anybody have questions on that?
Okay, you said you have to set up a confirmation email as well. I'm a little lost on that part.
Yes. So, okay, let me give you the scenario. When let's say you are purchasing something from Amazon, right? When you make a purchase, you automatically go to a page that says, congratulations, your order is set. We about to send it to you, blah, blah, blah. You also get an email that says the same thing, right?
Okay, yes, okay.
So this is what you need to create for your client. You have to create whatever the confirmation is, and I'll show you what this looks like. So that was the
Okay.
form. If I click on confirmations, then I will scroll down and find my confirmation that matches that form. So I name all of my forms and confirmations and emails. They all have the same name if they're paired together. So this is my customer inquiry confirmation. So this is what my confirmation looks like. As soon as you complete the form, TravelJoy is going to show you this page that says you have successfully submitted your form. Thank you for taking the time, blah, 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 my information, all of that. This is what you're going to see as soon as you fill out the form. And then I have the email to match that. So if I go to my emails, and then you'll automatically get this email from me because on my form I already designated where what needs to happen when somebody submits a form. So if I can give you guys just an idea of the type of templates that you should probably create for yourself, this is my new client workflow email and confirmation template. So I offer a bundle called the Travel Agent Bundle that has all of this information. It has all of the templates pre-made, and it also has a step-by-step video training where I walk you through how to set these things up. But these are just some things I want to show you of some templates that you probably should think about creating. Your customer inquiry form, the customer inquiry form request email, and the confirmations to match all of that, your customer service, your service fee, your confirmation for that, your customer proposal email. Every time you do anything in TravelJoy, let me go back and show you, it's going to send an email, right? So if I wanted to send an invoice to a client, and I say, yes, I'm taking this. Let me see if I put myself, or let me just stick with the form. If I wanted to send a form, I'm gonna use myself as an example. Right here, this page comes up. Now, because I already have my automation down, it's going to ask me what form do I want to send, right? So this person is inquiring about booking a trip with me. So I want to send them the form so that they can fill out that information. So I'm going to click on my customer inquiry form. Now, because I have it all set up with automation, it automatically selected the confirmation email that's supposed to go with this once someone fills out this form, right? This is the automation. So if I click next, if I say review email, now it automatically populates the email that should go out when I send this form out. So I don't have to type this every time I send a form. I don't have to say, thank you for your interest in planning a trip with me. Here's my information. Here's my planning service fee, because I let people know I do charge a service fee before I start researching. So all of this has been automated. So I don't have to physically keep doing this every time. So this is what's going to help you in your business. Does anyone have any questions about that?
That's good, James. So somebody asked how much is your bundle?
So for you guys, because I've talked with Janae and set a special price for you guys. I normally charge $75, but for you guys, it's $52. And or if you you can cash app me, or there's a link that I can send you, but it's $52 and it comes with, I'll show you exactly what it comes with. So first you get your Travel Joy workflow, which is this page here. If I take a scroll down, all of your templates are here. So all of your confirmation templates, all you're doing is copying and pasting them. And I have video training that's going to walk you through how to do this. All of your emails are here. All you do is click on the link, open it up in TravelJoy. All of your forms are here. And then I walk you through in the video training of how to connect everything to set up your automation. Also with this is you're going to get the new business partner onboarding emails, because this is another part of your workflow, because we're not just dealing with our clients, we're also dealing with new business partners. A lot of you guys are new business partners, right? And a lot of times when you're a new business partner, sometimes you're so excited, you get in and you're thinking to yourself, okay, what do I do next? I know Janae definitely does it when she brings people in. She has a series of emails that she sends out to you daily as a new business partner, so you know exactly what you should be working on, and you're not sitting here trying to, information overload or trying to figure out what you should be doing. So this actually comes with a 4-day template, and I can let you see what one of these templates look like. I use it was ConvertKit, but now it's just called Kit as my email service provider. But here is just an example of what day one looks like. Welcome. Let's dive straight into day one. Check your email for credentials, download your Zoom app, download the Planet Marketing app, send me your Facebook page so we can get you locked in, join these Facebook groups, add the weekly training to your calendar, schedule a call with me so we can talk about your goals, your why, all of these good things, right? So this is like a workflow. This is what we all really focus on as soon as we come in. And then you got day 2. Set up your Paylution, create ChatGPT, all of these different things. But I'm not going to go through everything, but that's also something that you get in the bundle. On top of that, you also get Canva guides. So I have Canva guides if you guys like to create flight and visa guides. I'm going to say view template. So this is your flight and visa guide. This is a travel guide. Then you also have your packing list. So these are just templates that you can use and edit in Canva. You can edit them in Canva for free and change it out with each trip. And as you start creating this is going to be something that you save in TravelJoy, because when I have clients, let's say I have clients that always go to Costa Rica. Now I have travel guides, I have packing lists, I have the flight and visa if they need that. And because it's already done, it's already set in an email template to go out to them. Also, with this guide, you're going to get a whole bunch more, which are some flyers that you guys can create for your travel, some reels that you can use for social media. It's definitely a great overall bundle. But I don't want to go too deep into it because I want to get back to Travel Joy. But I see everybody say you want the link, you want the link. Got you. I'm going to send it to you guys once we get to the end of the training because I'm moving around. I got to go and copy and paste it. But this is what you get in the bundle. But this is going to really help you with I'm trying to get back to Travel Joy, with your automation. So what you would need to do is set up the automation. Get all of your templates created for your confirmation, your emails, your forms, your invoices. I don't know if anybody charges a service fee, but you want to go ahead and have that already ready. So this is my service fee. So after someone fills out my form and they agree, they see like, okay, she has a service fee, you signed the bottom, you know that it's coming. Soon as the form comes back to me, then I send you this invoice for my service fee. Once that is paid, then I move on to the research phase. Okay, so that's just another thing about Travel Joy. The next thing that I want you guys to focus on, if you haven't done this, is your signature. You can come down here under templates and go to signature and create a signature for your business. So this starts to go at the bottom of all of your correspondence that you have with your clients. So you see, I have talk soon. I have my logo. This can be adjusted. You can make this bigger or smaller. If you don't have a logo, you can put your picture if you want, or you don't need to have a picture at all. You can just have your business information. Okay. And the next thing is that you need to have some type of terms and conditions. Now, everybody's terms and conditions is going to be different. I have terms and conditions, and you can see this is very massive, it's very detailed. I definitely used ChatGPT to help me formulate this. But you need to have some terms and conditions when it comes to your business and how your business is running. When it comes to your refund policy, your payment policy, chargebacks, roommate matching, passports and visa, travel insurance, however, whatever you need to detail, you want to take some time to detail out that, as much as possible and create your terms and conditions. So I have terms and conditions for my business overall, and then I also have my customer service fee terms and conditions. So I would recommend that you guys set that up as well. Anybody have questions so far?
I have a question, Lady J. So when you're using Chat GPT to formulate your terms and conditions, um, did you also use it to formulate like your onboarding as well? Or did you?
Yes, and yes, I did. I did use it to help me formulate my onboarding. I also use, the messages that I was receiving as well. I was receiving a lot of messages. Some messages were from Janae. I saw some messages from just being in the chat. A lot of things I took from just being in the group chats of our Facebook groups as far as information, and I put that information together. You're talking about for
your business partners.
right, for the business partners. Yes. So I was getting information from all different places, and I just put that together so that I can have a day by day.
Okay, because I was curious if you formulated through Chat GPT or if you got it from IntelliTravel back office, because now they have an onboarding tab.
Oh no, see, taught me something because no, I didn't know that. I just put this together and I just been using it and it's been working for me, but I didn't know that. But if you look at even the emails that Janae sends you, like Marquita, you probably got it. I mean, you've been in it for a while, so you might not have seen it for a long time. But this is also, some things that Janae sends to us when we first come in. She sends you a list of suppliers that she recommends. I did the same thing. You know, and these are suppliers that I have registered for, that I have used or dibbled in a little bit, things that I recommend, right? So this kind of just gives your person or your business partner something to work with so they know like what they should be aiming towards.
And I'm gonna chime in real quick. Thank you, Marquita. That was great because Marquita, like we said earlier, is an ambassador in training. So for those who are new, you guys got to understand we built this before there was a campaign with IntelliTravel. So they do have that campaign now. But again, it was a process we had started because it actually helps us. And we were thinking automation, and Jay is really good. And so she got my mind right with it. So it's great that IntelliTravel does have that campaign now to go on as well. So this is just things that we just know. I like to say in the military, we say it briefs well with the regulations and stuff like that from the company. But then when it get down to the lowest level for us who are actually executing, it may look a little differently. So what
Right.
we just took out is what we actually execute on to with our day-to-day. So don't disregard IntelliTravel's 30-day campaign. It is absolutely phenomenal. The bad part is that we didn't really get a chance to do this onboarding. So thank you, Marquita, for telling us that there is an onboarding tab in the back office. So now we can go look at it because we are not new to the movement. But again, take what you guys have and make it your own. If you like IntelliTravels, by all means, do that. This is just us just using what we do on a daily basis. So a lot of times you don't get overwhelmed if you actually looking for which supplier you really want to take advantage of and register with, then that's what you have to go on is what we have there for the suppliers that we actually use on a day-to-day. All right, back to you, Jay.
Right, right. So yeah, I will be checking that out as well. What I do want to say about that bundle is that it does, even if you're someone who is like, I'm more so focusing on the training, you don't want to stunt the growth of your business partner, you know, so you kind of want to give them everything and let them determine how fast they want to go for, you know, Planet or IntelliTravel or both. You don't want to like, you don't want them to feed off of however you feel about it, like, oh, I'm just going to focus on this instead of focusing on that. This is why this training has a day by day, and the day by day is focusing on something different. And I actually started out with the Planet side because, you know, that's kind of where you're going to get more of the right now money. If your travel partners are bringing other people in, they getting paid immediately, you getting paid immediately, you know, and that kind of fires them up, you know. And then on day like 3, we start getting into IntelliTravel and getting them familiar with suppliers and stuff like that. So it's a nice balance. Okay. Now let's go ahead and get back to Travel Joy. So after your terms and conditions, once you have all of this set up, that means you have your whole workflow system set up, and now you're really ready to go with communicating with clients in a very seamless way. All right. So has anyone now, Marquita, I know you've been booking and everything like that. Is anyone new to even like booking, setting up proposals, anything like that? Okay, I don't see anyone typing anything, but I'm just going to assume that it's a yes. Okay. One thing that I will always recommend, and I know Janae says this all the time, is go ahead and add yourself as a contact so that as you start playing around with these little buttons, you can send things to yourself. Okay, so you just so you can see how the process looks when you're doing things. So, from sending a form, let's just go through the process, right? You have a new client, they are interested in booking with you. You click, you already have their okay, link, please. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that link. When you use ChatGPT to formulate your terms and conditions, how detailed were you with it? Or did you push out detailed terms? So I was very detailed. I'm a person that does a lot of research. So I'm in many travel groups and I see a lot of travel agents. So anytime I see anybody that's a travel agent, regardless if they're like through one of us or somebody else, I always go and click on their links that take me to their pages. And that's how I found out, like, okay, all of these travel agents are using TravelJoy. And I would literally look through their whole page. Like, let me see what they're putting. Let me see how they're wording things, how they're wording terms and conditions. And I found a bunch of different people who had these terms and conditions, different parts. And I basically took parts of a lot of different people's things that I saw that was like, okay, yeah, I want to implement this too. I want to implement this too. And then I took it, I put it in a document, and I started changing out a few things. And then I copy and pasted the whole thing in chat. And I said, chat, we need to rewrite this. Each paragraph, we need to make it more professional. We need to change their business information to my business information. And I just would tell it exactly what to do. And that's how we came about and got mine. So I feel like you could still go in there and ask chat, like, chat, I need to make some terms and conditions for my business. And you can pinpoint certain things. I need to have a policy that talks about my payments. I need to have a policy that talks about returns, or let's say cancellations, late fees, all of the insurance. You can kind of write down some key points and they will help you fill in the gaps. Okay, so getting back to this, when we're setting up a new trip, add yourself and let's test ourselves. So I'm going to add myself, send myself a trip, or I'm going to send myself a form to fill out, right? So we already went over this. I'm going to select the customer inquiry form. I'm going to click next. This is here, and I'm going to click send. So when this happens, it automatically creates a trip for me. You can see my correspondence here. When the client, myself, fills out the form is going to come back to me. I don't know if you guys know that, but if someone views any email that you send them, TravelJoy is going to have a little message down here that says opened or viewed. If nothing shows right here, that means that the client didn't get it at all. Okay. So anyway, if they did fill it out, it will come back here. And now that you have the form back, now you can go to the next step of editing your trip, because I would send the form back. It would have where I want to go and the dates that I want to travel, right? So now I would go here, click on these little dots and click edit trip. I would change this photo based on wherever this person was going. So let's just say we're going to Jamaica, and I click Jamaica up here. TravelJoy is going to give me a bunch of different cover photos that I can use. If you don't like these, you can go and search online for a cover photo and you can upload your own. So I'm just going to pick one here. I'm going to pick these right here just for the sake of it. Then I'm going to come down here. I'm going to put the travel date. So let's say I want to travel the 10th to the 16th, and I'm going to say Jamaica. Click save. Now that you've done that, this is going to populate over here. Now, for those of you who may be using my templates in the future, a lot of my templates have placeholders, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Like this. This is a placeholder in TravelJoy. Client first name, or you might see some that says client preferred name, or you might see some that says trip destination, trip start date, trip end date. These are called placeholders in TravelJoy, and you can set these up in your emails or in your confirmations so that you don't always have to type this information out. And the importance of having this set up is very, very, very important, because if you have these placeholders and you send out an email, it's automatically going to populate this information in the placeholders. That's how you keep your emails generic. You don't have to change it for each client. Long as you have a placeholder, TravelJoy is going to fill that. It's going to say Jamaica here. It's going to put whatever date I start and whatever date it ends, and it's going to send it to the client. So you want to make sure you always have this here. So now what is the next step? Now I know their information. I'm going to go and I'm going to look for whatever they want, and then I'm going to create them. We're going to create a proposal, right? Or these days, we actually can create an itinerary or a proposal, the way Travel Joy is set up now. But I'm gonna just keep it with a proposal. So if you were doing your proposal, there's a few things that I want you guys to know that's important with automation. Once again, on your proposal, when you scroll down, it's going to ask you, show when client approves this proposal, which means that here's another thing that you need to create before you get to this step, because you need to create a confirmation page for this proposal. You also need to create a confirmation email. And then once you create it and you select these things, this is going to automate your process. So when the customer does receive your proposal and they approve it, then they're going to get this confirmation that says, congratulations, you approved your proposal. They're also going to get your email that says, congratulations on approving your proposal, and you might have some next steps for them, right? So once again, this is why automation is really important. So coming back up here, you can have your title, you can have an intro, and all of these great things. But let's talk about what you can do down here, because Travel Joy is like they're really up in their game. When it comes to adding sections and adding lodging. So let's say you want to put together your proposal. And I actually would prefer to show you guys one that's already put together so that I don't have to go through everything. Let's see, I sent a proposal out to a client. I have a client going to Costa Rica next month. And let's see. This is a proposal that I did for her. So I want you to kind of pay attention of the format, because this is going to be important. When creating your proposals, I think it's important for you to have a format in how you create it, because if you have a format, then you can save this format and you can always create the same thing and just change out the information. So when I have a proposal, I always start out with what's included, your flights, the round trip, travel insurance, accommodation. Then I'll have some options for her. Hold on, this might not be the right one. I think that's why it's archived. Here we go. Go to this one. Okay, here we go. So this pretty much shows her what's all included in her package. This is your package details. So you have to put a price. You're going to be included with your flights are included. I put a little message here. Your round trip transfers, your travel insurance, your accommodations. And when it comes to your accommodations, wherever you're staying, you can type your name of the property. Once you type the name of the property, most times, not all the times, Travel Joy is going to have that property like in their system, and then they're going to populate information about this property. You see all this information? This came from Travel Joy just by me typing in the name of the property here. They also populated a lot of these photos. Now, there are some properties that you're going to look up that is not in their system, I guess, and then you'll have to create that information yourself. But for the most part, a lot of the properties are going to be in there, and you can just decide which photos you want. You can move them around if you want to. You can X them out. So this is how I set up my proposals. I just tell you all of what's included. Down here, I have options. If you wanted to do different excursions, they can add that to their proposal. And then once you're done filling this out, this once again goes to your automation. This is what it looks like for her when she's looking at it. Now, I don't know if it will let me send it out again because I have it archived. I think that's what's happening. So let me go back to me. So let's say I had this totally filled out. The next step, when I click share proposal, once again, this is your automation. I already have it set to where this email comes up. Don't forget the flight info can also be populated. That's right, Marquita. Now, this is the thing. When I do my proposals, I don't put in all of the flight details. I just let them know that the flight is included. And sometimes I don't like to even put in the name of the property. Sometimes I just let you know, like, hey, I have this type of room. And that's because some people will take, if you put the name of the property and you put in all the flight details, like, what's to stop them from going to just look on their own and booking it themselves? So I just let them know, hey, this is included. If I go back to hers, and this also allows me to just create general statements of what's included and what's not included. So I don't have to get too detailed. Once you approve, that's when I create your itinerary, and your itinerary will have all of the details. So you see right here, your flights is included, and what I just give you a statement. Round trip, standard flights from Baltimore to Belize is included. This package does not include fees for checked baggage. I just give them a basic rundown. If you approve it and you make that payment, then you're going to see some flight numbers and, you're going to see the details of your trip. That's just what I do. And that's also for like my group trips. Okay. I do the same thing when creating my group trips. If I can show you guys my booking page, I'm doing a cruise. Let me see, preview. Well, this is the Bahamas, so this doesn't count because you're clearly going to see that you're on Utopia of the Seas. But let's go to like Dubai. So I'm doing a group trip, Dubai 2026. So on here, I give you my itinerary. So I always start with what's included. And then you can just read through what you get. Luxury accommodations, W occupancy. Now I show you a room. Now, people like me, I would take these pictures, drop it in Google, and Google will tell me what hotel it's from. That's the type of person I am. But everybody's not like that, you know. So they will just read through here, and I just tell you what you get with the package. You get double occupancy, you get this luxury resort, you get round trip transportation, you get daily meals, you get activities, travel insurance, and your dedicated travel host, which is me. And then I have a section that says what's not included. Your flights are not included, visas, personal expenses, and any extra excursions. That's how I set it up. And then I give them a sample itinerary of our day-to-day. So this would be day 1, day 2. And I also do this if I have a client that's booking an individual trip. I also create an itinerary for them that's set up this same exact way. And the great thing about this is, I don't know if TravelJoy had this for the longest, but I've recently just noticed this, which is called the library. Anything you start to create in your proposals or your itineraries, you can actually save it in your library. So I have all of these subjects, what's included, what's not included. And that way I set everything up the same way. And all I have to do is go to my proposal. So if I go to a proposal, I think I might have clicked on the wrong one. I can click on the library. And I always start out with what's included. So I will click this. And now everything is here. So with this trip, you're always going to get this pretty much. Then I can go and click on what's not included. This. And then I just keep going. I just keep adding those. So it makes it very quick. And all I have to do is go in and change, the individual things. So This is always the same. I just change out any information. But my format is always the same. So once you create your format once, let me show you how you would save it. So let's say you just created this for the first time. This section, everything under, this is your section title. So everything under this section title, you would come over here. So I'm clicked on my section title. I would come over here and I would click add to library. When I click add to library, it's going to add everything in this section as one. So I would say set up your format once, add everything to your library so that when you go and make another one, you just add your sections and run through and change out your information. So I just go through and change out whatever the accommodation is going to be, the information for the accommodation, daily meals. All of my trips, you get daily breakfast. So all I'm doing, I literally use the same paragraph, but I come out instead of saying Dubai, I'll put Bali. And I'll put Bali here. And you get the same the same paragraph. That's how I just make it easy. I let them know what activities they receive. So this is going to be something that changes from trip to trip. I change the picture, change this, change a couple. Instead of Dubai, I'm saying Bali. I might change this paragraph a little bit, but this is how you save time. All of my trips come with travel insurance, so I never have to change this. All of my group trips come with me, so I never have to change this. Anything I change might be a picture. I might give you a different picture.
Whoop, whoop.
Oh,
Listen, Jay, we're gonna wrap it up here because I'm gonna open it up for Q&A.
okay, go ahead.
You guys, she gave you a lot, but don't worry. It's also streaming on YouTube. And oh, don't worry, because she about to drop those links as we open up this Q&A because we got about 4 more minutes and we're gonna close it out. And we're gonna start it back up again next Wednesday. Oh, let me get my thing. Hey y'all, we're gonna start it up again next Wednesday. Same time, same bat channel again for the next 6 weeks while we're going through 40/40. Jay has stepped up. And I thank her so much to be able to come out and train and coach you guys every Wednesday based off what she's been doing for the last few years in Travel Joy. Listen, I 100% support Jay. So what Jay says is what goes, period. I read over her stuff. I looked at it, the price point that she's putting out there for anybody, because everybody's always like, I wish somebody can do this for me. I wish somebody can do this for me. And I was like, Jay, this is the team. What do you think about that? Y'all getting so much more than what, like, y'all can go out there. If you guys are part of the social media Facebook group, they charge like hundreds of dollars for that. Marquita can even share with you. And actually, I'm gonna segue into Marquita because she has had her hand raised. So Marquita, go for your question, and then you can speak on that social media platform that you're also a participant of because you've also paid into that content group.
Yes, so going back to your what's included, not included, the library. Do you, and I think you answered the question, but do you recommend having one for certain destinations, or do you just use the same one? Like you said, it's like change the name of it, but then again, like there's different, things aren't included for each destination. So like, do you recommend using one for each destination or just use one and just change small things inside of it?
So I use the same setup, but I change small things. So there are certain things that will change from trip to trip, like the accommodations, so I changed whatever information with the accommodations. I don't know. Let me share my screen so I can point this out. But I changed that and like anything that differs, but with my group trips, my travelers always get the same thing as far as what's included. So what's included is your accommodations, your travel insurance, your excursions, um, your host like me, because I'm always there. Those are things that are included all the time. So the only thing that really needs to change is specific details of those things. So you get accommodations, but let's change out the information so it can pertain to the accommodations that you're getting. So
Okay.
as you can see, this is what's included. This is the itinerary for the Bahamas trip. So
Mhm.
now you see information based on the rooms. This is your interior room. This is your stateroom. So if I
Mhm.
need to switch out that little bit of information, then I will. But for the most part, especially if it's not a cruise, for the
Right, then
most
it's
part, everybody else is going to get the same thing. So I would say I would suggest that you just make your um sorry, let me go here. I would suggest that you just make your templates and switch out that you need to switch out. But you do have to pay
okay.
attention to make sure you're not overstepping anything. Because even with round trip transportations, you always get round trip transportations, but I have to put down a different airport. You see, because this is for
Mhm.
Bali. So in Dubai, I would say from the moment you touch down at what is it, DBX airport, your experience will be seen. The rest of this is going to stay the same, and then I'm going to switch this from Bali to Dubai.
Got it. Okay, so the small details.
Yeah.
Okay, so then addressing what Janae had said about the social media travel agent content. So prior to it going to Facebook, the lady charged about $70 a month to get social media content where she produced different uh, titles. Like she may have what's the national day, well, what celebration are we doing for like the national day, what you can get from the calendar. She would make things by month, like January through December. She would make something for every day of the month that you could post on social media pertaining to each day of that month. So she charged about $70. So what Jay is charging for all what she's providing is is cheaper than what I invested in years ago. And I still have those templates that I saved in Canva. So I'm still, I have no problem with sharing those templates with anybody. And it's a lot of them. So just let me know and I can share those templates through Canva and you can have that and you can post it on your social media as well. But what Jay is charging is very reasonable.
Thank you so much, Marquita. And y'all, that's just one time. Y'all do the math on the $70 a month. That's $840 a year. Jay is, and the thing is, those are templates, and you use Travel Joy. And this is not only just a bundle for Travel Joy, but you also saw where she did her onboarding in there as well, just based off what we've been doing. And that's the duplication of it too. Everybody's always asking for that checklist. What does that look like? And she has it for the travel and she has it for the Planet Marketing so that people can find their way along and have that checklist, especially if you are agreeing. So you guys, anybody have any more questions before we close out?
So I did just drop it in the chat, everybody. I'm letting you know if you want it for $50, you can Cash App me or you can Apple Pay me. I did drop my Cash App and my phone number for Apple Pay. And if you do it that way, then all you need to do is just text me your name and your email, and I will email you the document to where you can view everything. But if you want to go through the link, you can also click the link, and then the link will charge you $52.50. And you do have the option to also add for me to set your whole workflow up myself. I could do it for you for an additional fee. But I would rather you guys learn how to do it yourselves, okay?
Yes, we would. So you can
And
duplicate that
right.
process.
And even if you do want me to set it up, you still get the bundle, so you still get the travel, the videos that will give you the step by step on how to do it. But I definitely would encourage you to do it yourself.
All right, you guys. Okay, so that's it. No more questions. Marquita also dropped in there too that you can get those Canva templates that she has too as well. So thank you, Marquita, for being willing to share and lead from the front and give those good nuggets. Again, we are in 40/40, y'all. So 40/40 for travel will be looking like this. TJ, back to the basics, asking the simple things that's going to give you income producing activities for your business. Okay. If you're a super duper travel producer, we just want to let you know we are not discounting you guys out, because guess what? This is our product. We must know our product. We must need to know how to sell it. And that's why Jay said we encourage you to do it on your own, because when you're doing it on your own and you have a team, you're able to duplicate the process. So again, y'all drop some flames in the chat for Miss J. Give her a round of applause. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you so much, Marquita, as well, for dropping your info in there. We'll see you guys next week, same time, same bat channel. Also put in the YouTube link as well. You can go, and that's where we're currently will be streaming on, so you can pause, rewind, and do all those things as well. I told you this was going to be good. Now you have your pen and paper, and there are your links right there for what this is going to look like, and those links are clickable. So when you get it, this is what it looks like. So thank you, Jay, again, and thank you everyone for showing up for your success. We'll see you guys again, same time, same back channel next week. Bye-bye.